everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Wally and you're watching Wally Cooks Everything, and today I'm making pancakes. Just simple pancakes, no blueberries, no chocolate, no banana, no nothing. These are fluffy pancakes and they remind me of the pancakes that I had when I was growing up in New York City. There was a lot of Greek diners. There's not so many today, but when I was a young kid, I would go to the Greek diners and eat like pancakes with sausage and scrambled eggs. So I was looking for a pancake recipe that was very close to the diners, the Greek diners that is, that I ate in when I was growing up in New York City. Pancakes in Asia is considered dessert, but if you think about it, it sort of is. Just like when I made my video for French toast, my wife said the same thing. When I made it for her, the first thing she said was, why are you giving me dessert? So in Asia, French toast, waffles, pancakes, it's basically a dessert. All right, so this is a very simple recipe. I don't know why people bother buying box recipes. So to start off, I'm going to make the dry mix, and I'm going to need a 1.5 cups of AP flour, 1 cup. And yes, I'm going to be sifting this because you want to make sure that the dry ingredients are well incorporated. So that's a 1.5 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of salt. That's 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I know it seems like a lot of baking powder, but we need it because it's going to give our pancakes the fluffiness. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Okay, and just sift it all together. Okay, so now that I know that everything's well incorporated, so that's it. I'm done with my dry mix, and now I'm going to make my wet. So as I said, for my wet, I have 1 cup of buttermilk. Okay, so if you don't have buttermilk, and if you know, because who does at their home these days, right? You can add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to 1 cup of milk. Now, make sure that the milk is room temperature, because if you add the white vinegar to cold milk, it's not going to curdle. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 large egg to my buttermilk. Make sure that your eggs are fresh. In Bangkok, I'm lucky to have a local wet market near my home, and I can just go and shop for fresh eggs. And then here I have 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Make sure that the melted butter is room temperature too. All right. And then finally, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1 and 2. And we're done. I'm gonna give it a good mix so I can break up that whole egg I put inside. And then here's the difficult part. You put the wet mix into the dry, and that's it. Look at that. Difficult, right? Yes. So in the universe of pancake cooking, this is the most important step, and that is to never over mix this, okay? And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you just want to break up the big clumps of flour. I prefer using a spatula to do this because you don't want to activate the gluten in the flour. So you just want to gently mix it, because if you mix this too much, you're going to end up with rubbery textured pancakes, and that's not yummy. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to, and then just make sure you get to the bottom and just dig out the flour that's underneath. Scrape the sides. Okay, and that's it. Now if you look at that, you're going to say to yourself, wow, that doesn't look too mixed. But that's the way it's supposed to be, okay? Now, I know how you feel. I'm OCD. So my instinct is to go in and like pop every single pocket of those flour and get it mixed well. But you know, you gotta tell yourself that in order to control your OCD, you just have to tell yourself, you just gotta trust it. Because all these pockets of goodness is going to make your pancakes extra fluffy. Okay, time to talk about the pans a little bit. This is a non-stick griddle pan. I know that not a lot of households have this, but as I said, I used to have a bakery and a cafe in Bangkok, Thailand, so I still use this quite often. You can also use, you know, just a regular standard pan, but I prefer these griddle type pans because as you can see, there's no the sides are very low, so I can flip my pancakes very easily with this style of pan. Okay, so now time to make some pancakes. Okay, so right now I have this pan on medium-low heat. You don't want high heat because you don't want to overcook your pancakes too fast. I'm just going to make sure that this pan is well buttered. And while this pan gets a little bit warm, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using to make the pancakes. It's just a regular ladle. But I'm not going to fill up the whole ladle. This is just going to be about 1/2 cup of pancake batter. You can use this to sort of just help the butter spread on the pan, or you can just use a paper towel. Doesn't matter. It'll work perfectly. Okay, so my pan is ready. I'm gonna put in half a ladle of pancakes. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to cook and this side is starting to bubble. So what I'm looking for right now is that the sides are starting to solidify a little bit, and we're getting there, we're getting close. Very, very important to keep your eye on the heat on your griddle because it can overheat very easily. So it's always a good idea to adjust your heat. It takes about 3 minutes to cook one side, and then just flip. As you can see, the pancake is kind of high, right? And that's what you're looking for, a fluffy pancake that's high. So you'll know that the buttermilk is working together with the baking powder to fluff up your pancakes. So this side should take about 2 minutes to cook. Okay, so I'm done with my first one and on to my second pancake. Yes, every time I put in a new pancake, I always add new butter. As you can see, my pan is very hot now. So I'm going to take it off the heat a little bit. I'm going to go in with another half ladle. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit because it shouldn't sizzle that much, but no problem. Okay, so these are the key signs that your pancake's starting to cook. The sides look a little bit cooked, and then it bubbles on top. So now you know it's ready to flip. And here's a pro tip. You see all the brown butter on the side? You want to use your pancake to just sort of brush it, all right? Because I don't know about you, but brown butter is like, it's an awesome taste. Just gonna show you the other side. Okay, so now you know it's well done, right? Okay, this is done, so I'm gonna take it off. And if your pancakes start getting a little bit odd shaped, you can just start and move in and just sort of reshape it and just sort of make it roundish. There you go. And start, move some butter in. Okay, so this is my pancake number 6. This recipe here will make about 10 pancakes. And I don't want to risk sounding too boring, so I'm gonna add some blueberries. These are frozen blueberries that I just took out of the freezer. I don't recommend defrosting your blueberries because blueberries have a tendency to bleed, meaning that it's going to make your pancake look purple. So best to use frozen blueberries and just plop it on top of your pancakes, okay? Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna flip it over. This is pancake number 7. Oh, look at these. Check it out. It's high, so you know it's fluffy, all right? This recipe, it makes about 10 pancakes, but because I was using a slightly larger ladle, I ended up with about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pancakes, okay? But it's a pretty good, you know, one serving for me, that is. But we all know this isn't finished yet, because I'm gonna need some butter. Yeah, I know, some more butter. Right there. Good juice. Right there. You gotta say gajush, you know, because you're home for about 2 months during this coronavirus thing. You make words up. Gajush. And then what's next? Maple syrup. There you go. All right. Check that out. It just wiped away that butter. Okay, so that's it. And now taste test. Oh, look at that. This one soaked up a lot of butter. It's just like me being back in a Greek diner back in New York City. And this piece is the one with the blueberries. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna cut it off right here because I'm gonna add more butter to my pancakes and I don't wanna gross people out. But anyways, as you can see, this is a very, very simple recipe to make. Actually, all pancakes is very, very easy to make. There's no need to go out and buy those box mixes. You just have to have fresh ingredients and make sure that all your ingredients are room temperature, especially the wet stuff like the buttermilk, even your eggs and the butter. And another important tip is don't over mix your pancakes. And don't worry about the lumps because when it starts cooking, it'll work itself out and you'll end up with fluffy pancakes like I did. Okay, so thanks for watching again. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you tried out this recipe, let me know in the comments below. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna work out just perfectly for you, just as it did for me. And also subscribe to my channel, please, to support me, and hit the bell notification button because I'll be making new videos about once every week. So thanks for watching. Try out these pancakes. I know you love it, and take care. Goodbye.